So the question is a Lutheran church different? It's the same
I
God.
don't know how it can be different. Same God, same number of sinners. I don't understand how that could be. I may have asked for a Lutheran church. I may have. I think I shouldn't have done that.
Be careful what you ask for. You might just get it.
That's true. I can't imagine what her advice would be, but if she goes to all the trouble to bring it over here and do that, what the heck? I mean, you can't talk about God. God hasn't changed. You can't talk about sinners. I assure you, there's plenty of those in there.
So what the heck is different about a Lutheran church, Dad? It's the same God, right?
Sinners. It just doesn't make any sense to me, but are you saying I asked for her?
You asked to go to a Lutheran church last week. And so Jessica went and tried to find one that she could take you to.
Well, if I did that, she's going to trouble to find one. I better let her do it.
It's an experience. Why not have one?
Well, look, it was kind of a thing, but I don't think God changes because it's a Lutheran or what it is. He don't care.
I don't think so either. God just wants you to talk to him. God just wants you to talk to him.
Yeah.
And listen to what he's got to say.
You can't say because my mom sang or went because she didn't go to that. She didn't go to church at all because she couldn't stand the singers. To quote him, or yodel is sing, and drove her nuts. And she never went to him again.
Woman who knows her mind.
It's our Father in heaven, and pray for the sinners.
Pray for the sinners.
That's the gist of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Why don't you call Jessica and just tell her, never mind.
Okay.
Because whether it's a Lutheran or whatever, doesn't make a difference. God wants them. Would like to have them. Doesn't want you to be a sinner. That's the entire Our Father. And believe me, I heard. Mother did that.
She did the Our Father?
Until they started warbling on her. Trying to make it sound better. I think she assumed. Said, I'm not here to listen to you singing funny noises. I already know the whole church, so I don't think. I think if she's coming here, I'm sorry I told her that she should, but it's a waste of time.
I can tell her.
Okay, I think so. I mean, believe me, my mother taught me the golden rules. She did that now. Clear up until they started warbling instead of singing.
And then
That cut that.
she was done with it.
That
Over.
didn't cut the cod with God. It certainly didn't. But as the, it was the people that were in the choir singing. That just she could uplift.
Okay. Some days I'm not
How
okay.
can it be a Lutheran church?
Finally okay with not being okay.
That's a good question. How can you be a Lutheran church? Church is God. What difference does it make as a Lutheran or a cattle gap season?
I've never understood it, Dad. Never understood. Why separate them out?
Well, tell her don't bother. I'm sorry I did that to her.
I'll do that.
Just if for no other reason. Mom never went to church because they yodeled on her, and she didn't like that. And I don't see what difference God cares if it's a Lutheran or Cattle Gap Egypt, as long as he.
My understanding from Jessica is that you wanted to go to church, and she said, well, what church do you want to go to? And you said, well, I guess I want to go to a Lutheran church.
Waste of time for her.
A waste of time. It's over.
Really? I wonder what this little button does.
Oh, don't press it. What it does is it changes the height of your cane. Hold on, let me see where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to
Okay.
count I want to count the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now if you press it, I can get it back where it was before.
It's where it was.
You didn't move it. You're right.
I was just doing it and I was playing with it because I thought, oh, what is this thing going? Okay. Thomas gave you this one.
Thomas did. He did.
What'd I do?
Gave you something. Gave him something. I don't know what. Maybe
Well,
we're
did you
gonna
get the
leave the cane now.
the
If that's the case,
correct
then you
wires
need to
hooked
do
today?
everything.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's an episode of Dumb Thomas.
Well, at the very least, I can use it as a junction box, and for some reason, you get 120 to it whenever this is off, but you can't seem to get them both on at the same time, which is just mind-boggling. I'm starting to wonder if it has something to do with 2 switches, but I'm gonna hook it back up the way that it at least works
Do you want
halfway.
me to use that switch?
That's okay.
That's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same in the end.
There was over here, way back when, just to point out, I think Tim changed the thing, but there was a switch here where when you turn this light on,
Be a shame to turn her off.
the outlets would turn on.
It's
Yeah.
a big plan for
It
it.
was one, maybe it was this one and another one over there, but I think that allows you to be able to turn a light on and have the lights come on because there was no ceiling lights, remember?
Yeah.
So they were trying to make a switch for outlets.
Well, I think we're just gonna, because it looks better than a junction box, and
Yeah.
nobody's gonna be up here messing around much anyways.
Yeah.
We're gonna have one facing that way that powers up whenever that's off. We're gonna have one facing this way that powers up whenever that's off, and maybe we'll put small lamps or something on that, I don't know. Or beer signs.
Well, I would, just those little tape strips of the LED lights.
That powers up whenever that's
And
off.
then just put it, on this, and what it would do is when it powered up, it would shine a light on the ceiling,
Yeah.
you know, and then it would just be kind of a pretty way to turn this light off, you know, and still have a light in the room.
You just
And that would be pretty badass.
never get actual total darkness. Unless you turn the fan on and then turn this light off that way.
Can't do that.
If you're following what I've been saying, which maybe acts as confusing to me.
You just made it a little extra confusing. I didn't know that there was that little stipulation, but I mean, we'll figure out that stipulation. I doubt anybody else will.
Yeah, but I doubt anybody else is gonna be, up here messing with these outlets. Cause if it's, unless it's like long-term renters.
Somebody somewhere is going to be like, what the fuck do those do-it-yourselfers do?
Yeah.
And it's probably gonna be an electrician trying to tell a story in his head about this moment.
Yeah, it's rather weird.
Pretty soon I gotta go back over and finish the B&B. He said they were gonna be here right at 3.
Alright.
Well, James and I.
It's 2 o'clock right now. What's that?
I said, James, I'm having a fun time hanging out with James.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
He's doing alright. I forgot we were recording for a second there.
Huh.
Oh, but did I say anything weird?
Do you ever say anything that's not weird?
Oh man, that's a deep truth.
Waka waka.
Deep, deep truth.
And to Hawaii's devastating wildfires, which have left at least 114 people dead. Thousands of buildings are burnt to the ground, and the head of Maui's
Well,
emergency
you woke
management
up there.
agency has stepped down, citing health reasons. Anandaya has faced criticism for
Nope, the boss went back to bed again.
residents. A day earlier, he defended his decision not to activate the island's tsunami sirens, saying they might have sent people running inland towards the approaching fires. Power failure has also kept many residents from receiving mobile phone alerts.
I just gotta say, I feel like that's a really dumb reason to not activate the thing. It's like you're activating a siren, and people might think, let's go to the mountain, but then they're gonna come outside and there's gonna be nothing but fire. And then they're gonna begin to make those critical thinking choices, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, instead of that, he left thousands of children to die, and old people, you know? That was the choice he made. That's pretty harsh.
Who made that choice?
The,
The head of the
NOAA guy? Or not NOAA,
the
what
one,
is that?
yeah, the one who was responsible for choosing whether or not to set off the alarms.
No, she's done.
He was really stubborn about it when they interviewed him, you know, and he was like, no, I do not regret
I'd let her do it.
not doing the alarms. The tsunami alarms. He's like, because he thought that everybody would go mountainside, since the tsunami alarms are usually used for tsunamis. And so that was his thinking, you know. But he was
Well,
very
Snapple,
adamant
what do you
about it,
think?
and then later he had to
Scott?
resign because, oh my God, that was a lot of outrage. I mean, it should have been a lot of outrage. Like, he should have regretted that, you know? At the very
Yeah.
least, softened his response a little bit, not tried like a Trump response, you know? But he was basically like that, just like total hand in the face that he made the right choice. And I don't think you can say that whenever possibly 1,000 people died, and most of them are children under the age of 18 and old people, you know?
Did it disappear?
It did disappear. The slippery slided. Where did you
Slip slide. Must be at the crack under that shiplap.
Don't you wish it was that easy? Oh, wait a minute, look, it's way down here. It's upside way down. See it? There you go. Oh,
That's my face.
I smacked you in the face. And that's totally my karma. Do you love me? I'm gonna smack you in the face then.
Let me help you love me more.
That got recorded. Everybody will nod sagely about that one when it has to. We're like, yeah, that's what we thought too, Christina.
Christina,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
if that gal has gone through a big deal to put me for one day at a Lutheran church, if she made big records and everything else for it, I don't want her to waste her time, even though it is a waste of time, but she won't think it is. And if she's done thing to get ready for it, it wouldn't be right to suddenly stop it.
It shouldn't be too much trouble either way. She's got one of these guys. And so what she does is sit down on that and she just types in Lutheran church. And it actually pops a map up and tells her just where the Lutheran churches are. And then she looks at where she wants to take you and she's like, oh, that's the one we'll go to. I think it's not going to be terribly hard. But you can decide in the moment if you don't want to go. And then later you can maybe decide to go again. Jessica, now that she knows where it is, maybe you can even be spontaneous about it.
Well, it makes it sound like Lutherans have a second God. I don't think so.
No, I think there's Methodists, Baptist. I think the way that they do it is they all believe it's the same God, but they think they understand what God has to say, and it's a little bit different. Everybody's got a different take. So the Lutherans are a little bit different on what they think God says than the Catholics. And the Catholics are different
That's
than
true.
the Baptists.
The Catholics is what Mary was,
Yeah,
until she quit going because
caterwauling.
they were warbling.
They were warbling. Yep, that's right. That was the word. I better not caterwaul when there's a warble to do.
If she's gone to a great deal of train to get me to a Lutheran church, it would be a shame after she figured it out and do it. If she's made something because of me, I guess I should let her go.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's polite. It's important to respect people, and I think that you're doing that in that
Yeah.
in that thought process.
Especially
So
after
I
I
appreciate
asked
that.
for it. Anyway, that's the way I think. If she's made arrangements and all that stuff, that's output from her, giving time to me that I shouldn't have asked for in the first place, but I did, so therefore I think it owes to me to take care of it.
I like it. That's good thinking.
Lutheran Church has can't be any different. Same God, same sinners.
Yeah, they just think that they understand a little something different about what God says than other people do. That's all.
Okay, well, like I say, if she's gone all the trouble to set something up to do that, I shouldn't just chop her off. Just let her do it.
Sounds good to me, Daddy.